Teachers and parents are calling it the Trump effect. Bullying is up. A lot of people are feeling, uneasy.
He is using language that is an incitement to violence or an encouragement of violence.
And now his casual inciting of violence.
Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine both accusing Donald Trump of inciting violence. But get this, there is now proof that it's actually the Democrats who are coaching people on how to incite violence at Donald Trump events. Watch this.
If you're there and you're protesting and you do these actions, you will be attacked at Trump rallies. That's what we know.
So that's part of the process of eliciting the reaction.
The whole point of it is we know that Trump's people will freak the out, the security team will freak out, and his supporters will lose their.
In other words, it was pre-planned. The man you saw in that video, Scott Vogel, he's since been fired from the liberal advocacy group Americans United for Change. For reaction, I'm joined by Citizens for Trump national spokesperson Jan Morgan. Jan, this is unbelievable. I mean, you think about Hillary Clinton out there, and you saw her there both in the debate and on the campaign trail, and you saw Tim Kaine and doing the rounds on TV, all saying that Trump incites violence, and yet now we're learning that it was actually Democratic organizations that were conspiring to actually have this violence incited at these rallies by hiring the likes of homeless people and mentally ill people to engage in this.
And not just organizations, these are organizations that have direct ties all the way to the top, Trish. In one of the videos, if you had a chance to watch all the videos, you will hear them talk about the fact that they make daily phone calls to the Clinton campaign, that they're talking to her top campaign officials, and that they are very aware of what's going on. But
so you think this was just a political tactic? They were deliberately doing this because
it's a
don't
strategy.
Forget, the whole idea is to make it seem as though Donald Trump is fully unhinged, his supporters are unhinged, and if he were to become president, the whole world would become unhinged. So the more they can get scenes like this to happen, the more it benefits her.
It is nothing but a distraction strategy, and it is something that millions of Trump voters already knew. What we now have is proof through WikiLeaks and through the O'Keefe videos that the Clinton campaign is not only corrupt, but they are dangerous. It proves once and for all what we have known all along, and that is that there is no boundary, Trish. There is no level of low, morally or strategically, that the Clinton campaign will not dive to in order to win this race. I'm just glad that we now have video proof that what we've been saying all along.
Hillary Clinton has said that Donald Trump supporters, many are deplorables. She coined that term. This seems like a pretty deplorable thing to do, to deliberately incite violence at someone else's rally.
Absolutely, and intentionally so, and that they were being paid to do so. The whole Clinton campaign from the beginning has tried to portray Trump supporters as uneducated hotheads looking for a fight, and in order to perpetuate that analysis, that false narrative, they did hire people and paid them not only to provoke Trump supporters, but also hire people to videotape it so that the news media would have some video.
Amazing.
In case somebody actually got mad enough to fight back.
But you hit on something there, Jan, and this is why I think that it's still difficult to tell what's really going on with some of the polling data, and that's because the media has had a hand in this, along with the Clinton campaign, in terms of painting supporters of Trump as being sort of these vile, deplorable people. And so as a result, Jan, people are actually afraid to say when they're called in these polls, yeah, I'm going to vote for him.
Right, and what I want to know is, why is the mainstream media not covering the O'Keefe videos? How many of you actually seen play some of these videos at this point? Which, once again, proves what we've been saying, and the Trump campaign has said all along, that there's so much bias. And I think the polls are not reflective of what's really going on in America. I believe, Trish, that we are going to have a landslide for Donald Trump. I think that people are going to be shocked unless election fraud is absolutely rampant, which we know a certain percentage of that does exist, and it's already happening across America. I think there will be a landslide. And what we're hoping, and what I'm asking Trump people to do, is get out there and not only fight back, but also take 2 or 3 Trump supporters with you to the polls. We need to vote in mass numbers.
Jan Morgan, thank you so much. Good to see you.